Greetings, fellow cultivators. Welcome to Audio Nova. Remember to like and subscribe to support the journey. Today, we're diving into the story of what's the point of cultivating immortality if you don't have money. Xiong Yu looked at Xiong beside him, his gaze sweeping over the other's doubt seed. Ever since the other party's three-eyed divine ability leveled up to level 2, it had new upgrade requirements. To upgrade from level 2 to level 3, one needed their magic power to reach 1000, which was the peak state of the foundation establishment stage. Keep it up, Xiong. If you don't cultivate hard, how can I earn more? Xiong Yu was still very much looking forward to the level 3 effect of the three-eyed divine ability. However, although he wouldn't sponsor spirit coins, Xiong Yu could still help by letting Xiong drink more blood and injecting some magic power every day. He only hoped the other party would grow strong and upgrade the three-eyed divine ability to level 3 as soon as possible. Xiong looked at Xiong Yu and couldn't help but think, Xiong Yu, this guy. I'm really jealous. He wished he could devour the bunker Xiong Yu had built, bite by bite. But when he thought about the bunker the other party had pulled out, which he probably couldn't even digest, his heart felt heavy again. We were all poor together just fine, but now you've gotten ahead. Won't our brotherhood turn into a father-son relationship from now on? After explaining the intricacies of the bunker Xiong Yu had built, Xiong allowed the examinees to leave first and go back to slowly digest what they had learned today. However, Xiong specifically kept Xiong Yu behind and said with a smile, Director Gao wants to see you. Then, as the spiritual realm projection emerged, a figure wearing an ancient-style Taoist robe, with the large characters world building written on it, looking as if they had traveled from an ancient world, appeared before Xiong Yu. It was Director Gao of the military faction. Director Gao looked at Xiong Yu before him and smiled slightly. You performed exceptionally well in this exam. I've already seen your back-end results. You surpassed Ji Yuanshu and reached first place in the Foundation Establishment class. The ranking list will be updated tonight. Although he knew his score in this final exam had definitely surpassed Ji Yuanshu's, Xiong Yu wasn't entirely sure if he could overtake Ji Yuanshu in the overall score ranking. Hearing the information revealed by Director Gao at this moment, a heavy stone fell from Xiong Yu's heart, followed by a surge of joy from the bottom of his heart. The struggles and efforts of the past year and 3 months, scenes of working overtime and studying flashed before his eyes, finally turning into a feeling of ease and freedom. Finally, it's done. Xiong Yu sighed in his heart and silently set an alarm for himself, reminding himself to take a screenshot as soon as the ranking list was updated that night. Director Gao continued, in this exam, you didn't just get a good score, but you also showcased the spirit of our civil engineering department, using the most fundamental, most civil engineering power to solidly secure first place. This is very good. In your future university life, I hope you can work hard to maintain this. After saying that, Director Gao paused, something seemed to appear in his eye sockets, and then he continued, have you been taking the discounted medicine from the School of Pharmacy before? I just spoke with them for you. From now on, in addition to the previous medicines, the laboratory medicines from the School of Pharmacy will also be open to you. Xiong Yu's heart stirred. He knew that the discounted medicines he had previously purchased from the School of Pharmacy, whether they were medicines for daily physical and mental replenishment, or the potent tiger wolf medicines for squeezing potential, they were all conventional medicines available on the market. Even if he didn't buy them at the School of Pharmacy, he could buy them at external pharmacies. The School of Pharmacy just gave him a discount. And the so-called laboratory medicines were medicines that had not yet been truly commercialized, were not sold in pharmacies, and were still in the School of Pharmacy's laboratories. Director Gao reminded him, the laboratory medicines from the School of Pharmacy contain the school's cutting-edge technology, and have many medicinal effects that conventional medicines cannot achieve, which can better promote your cultivation. But you also need to be careful. There are reasons why these experimental medicines haven't left the laboratory. Many of them have significant side effects. You need to be careful when choosing. Xiong Yu clicked on the medicine purchase link sent by Director Gao, and first selected the medicines that could be taken during the Foundation establishment stage. After all, there was a huge difference in the physiques of cultivators between different realms. They could be considered different life forms. Something that was a conventional medicine for the Foundation establishment stage might cause instant death for someone in the key refining stage if taken. And something that was a great tonic for the golden core stage might be usable as a weapon by someone in the foundation establishment stage. So Zhang Yu understood that when viewing medicines, the first step was to filter by applicable realm. The next moment, a large number of laboratory medicines that could be taken during the foundation establishment stage appeared in his eye sockets. Spirit Beast Serum after taking, there is a chance to awaken bloodline warps, but it may cause demon beast transformation, accompanied by problems such as decreased intelligence and cognitive impairment. Soul Egress Pill after taking, gradually master the ability of Yin Soul Egress, but it may cause separation of human and soul, where the brain and Yin Soul become separate entities, competing for control of the physical body. Yin Yang Self-Integration Injectable, after 1 month of continuous injection, achieve Yin Yang dual manifestation, capable of self-dual cultivation, greatly increasing the efficiency of magic power refinement, but prone to side effects such as metabolic imbalance and organ rupture. Just by scanning the list of medicines, Zhang Yu felt the power of the so-called laboratory medicines. Suppressing his curiosity and excitement, he temporarily closed the medicine list and continued to listen to Director Gao speak. He heard Director Gao say, "Since you got first place in the foundation establishment class this time, you should also receive a scholarship loan." Zhang Yu immediately received an electronic contract from Zulingzi of the School of Finance. Zhang Yu remembered that this Zulingzi was the golden core true person too. Li Shen had taken him to see in the School of Finance. It seemed he was always responsible for loan matters on the civil engineering department's side, and he was the one who disbursed the student loans every time. Zhang Yu thought to himself, although the military faction and the peace faction in the civil engineering department don't get along well, and the peace faction has allied with the School of Finance, not everyone in the School of Finance is hostile to the military faction of the civil engineering department, right? Is there also a factional division within the School of Finance? Thinking of this, Zhang Yu gave a self-mocking smile and thought, which force doesn't have factional divisions? Isn't that obvious? He looked at the content of the student loan electronic contract. It was a student loan of 10 spirit coins, with a monthly interest of 0.01 after it arrived, and the principal to be repaid after 10 years. Zhang Yu was delighted after reading it, and thought to himself, they actually offered such a charitable low-interest loan again. Now my savings can break through 50 spirit coins. Zhang Yu signed the electronic contract readily, while Director Gao continued, "At the end of last semester, I made an agreement with you that as long as you could secure first place in your first year, I would take you as a registered disciple. Since you have achieved first place today, I will also take you as a registered disciple according to the agreement." Hearing this, Zhang Yu thought of True Lord Magnetic Pole, who had already secretly taken him as a disciple. However, at this moment, he couldn't say anything about it, and could only respectfully nod in agreement. Director Gao continued, "Since you are my disciple, your previous dormitory is no longer suitable. I've helped you upgrade it again. I've sent you the room key. You can receive it yourself." Zhang Yu glanced at the room information and was delighted again. A 30 square meter luxury dormitory. Not only does it have a dedicated spiritual energy circuit, but it can also adjust the gravity in the room, and the air circulation system in the room has dozens of agents to choose from. There are also shared refining rooms and alchemy rooms on the same floor that can be used. Looking at the descriptions of the various facilities in the room, Zhang Yu thought about how his living conditions had improved each time he moved as his ranking increased, and his heart was filled with joy and emotion. At university, it really is grades and rankings that determine the student's treatment. After sending the key to the luxury dormitory, Director Gao's expression became slightly serious, and he spoke about a more important matter. After securing first place in your academic year, the most important thing is that you will be taught the first of the 7 wonders of civil engineering, the mysterious, yellow, town mountain seal. You should also know that the various techniques, cultivation methods, and knowledge you learned in your first year are primarily focused on small-scale construction methods. But the most profound, most valuable, and most profitable methods in the civil engineering department are primarily large-scale construction, which is what you will start learning in your second year. And the 7 wonders of civil engineering are the pinnacle of large-scale construction technology. Zhang Yu nodded slightly upon hearing this. He remembered the first time he went to a wild construction site. At that time, the wealthy senior civil engineering students cultivated by Director Gao were all engaged in large-scale construction at the site, such as opening mountains and breaking ground, changing terrain, excavating tunnels. Director Gao said, "The mysterious Yellowtown mountain seal is the foundation of all large-scale construction abilities. Only by laying a solid foundation with this cultivation method will your future cultivation be twice as effective with half the effort. I will personally teach you the key points in a couple of days. Also, since you have become my registered disciple, I will be able to recommend you in the future, giving you the qualification to take the military civil engineering certificate exam. If you can pass the military certificate exam, you can then participate in the department's 7 trials of civil engineering. Once you gain the recognition of the 7 professors, you will not only be taught the 7 wonders of civil engineering, but also be able to purchase the 7 wonders, Dharma bones." Zhang Yu's eyes suddenly lit up upon hearing this, and he couldn't help but ask, "As long as I pass the 7 trials of civil engineering, I won't need to get first place year after year, and I can learn the 7 wonders of civil engineering directly?" Director Gao smiled slightly upon hearing this. "The difficulty of the 7 trials of civil engineering is extremely high. To pass any one of them, you would need to study until at least your 4th or 5th year to have a chance. Moreover, the 7 wonders of civil engineering are vast and profound. Any single one requires at least a year or more to achieve a small mastery. What's the use of learning early?" Director Gao reminded him, "The key to the 7 trials of civil engineering lies in the 7 wonders, Dharma bones. Each of these Dharma bones corresponds to one of the 7 wonders, cultivation methods, and can unleash the ultimate power of the cultivation method." Zhang Yu nodded slightly upon hearing this. He knew that many university students would implant matching Dharma bones to enhance the power of their expert-level cultivation methods, specifically boosting the power of a particular method. And the 7 wonders of civil engineering and the 7 wonders Dharma bones were clearly such a matching relationship, capable of elevating the original expert-level cultivation methods to a power level beyond expert level, somewhere between expert level and military grade. Director Gao continued, "And if you truly have the opportunity to be taught the Kunlun Heaven Mountain moving divine power in the future, and can then use the 7 wonders Dharma bones to drive this divine skill, you will be able to unleash unparalleled divine power, and even if you encounter top students from the 3 ace majors, you will have nothing to fear." After briefly recounting the information about the 7 wonders of civil engineering and the 7 wonders bone relics to Zhang Yu, Director Gao didn't say anything further. After all, in his opinion, these matters were still too far off for Zhang Yu. His casual mention was merely to plant a seed in the other party's mind. Whether Zhang Yu could pass the military certification in the future, whether he could master the 7 wonders of civil engineering, even Director Gao couldn't say for sure at this moment. "After I transmit the mysterious yellow suppressing mountain seal to you, you can ask me any questions you have at any time. If you can continue to take first place in your sophomore and junior years and master the 3 wonders of civil engineering, I will promote you from a registered disciple to a direct disciple." Lishan, who was standing nearby, felt a stir in his heart upon hearing this, thinking to himself that Director Gao saying these words clearly meant he thought very highly of Zhang Yu. Zhang Yu, however, once again thought of the existence of true monarch magnetic pole, and felt a little annoyed, thinking, in that case, by the time I'm a junior, won't people want to take me as their disciple? And listening to Director Gao's attitude today. In this situation, Zhang Yu felt that the resistance to him changing departments seemed to be growing stronger. After Director Gao finished explaining everything, he didn't waste any more words. With a flash, his spirit realm projection disappeared with decisive speed. Lishan looked at Zhang Yu before him, and said with a kind smile, "Since Master Gao has already accepted you as a disciple, we are now fellow disciples. I'll call you junior brother Zhang." Zhang Yu quickly said, "Senior brother too, thank you for taking care of me all this time." "Haha, no problem, Lishan said. "I didn't prepare anything today, but I'll send you a gift in a few days. I guarantee you'll be satisfied." As they talked, they walked outside. Lishan intended to invest, and Zhang Yu deliberately sought to build a good relationship. Both also belonged to the war faction of the civil engineering department, so the two quickly had a pleasant conversation. Zhang Yu also took the opportunity to ask a question: how is the relationship between our civil engineering department and the artifact forging department? Lishan explained in simple terms, the 3 major flagship departments are all-encompassing, spanning multiple industries. But if you had to use one word to represent them, then the finance department is capital, the artifact forging department is technology, and the Tao arts department is energy. Of course, this doesn't mean the three departments are limited to capital, technology, and energy respectively. For example, the artifact forging department definitely needs the support of capital and energy, and the finance department certainly possesses a lot of technology and energy. It's just that these three words can indeed represent the characteristics and pursuits of the three major departments. Listening to Tu Lishan's slow explanation, Zhang Yu also gained a deeper understanding of the three major flagship departments. Tu Lishan continued, among the three departments, finance, artifact forging, and our civil engineering, all have good relationships. But finance has a better relationship with the peace faction, while artifact forging has a better relationship with our war faction. Zhang Yu asked again, does the artifact forging department also think the university war will definitely escalate? More than just thinking so, Tu Lishan said with a wry smile. If it weren't for someone holding them back, the bunch of warmongers in the artifact forging department would have probably entered the fray years ago. They can't wait to sell magic treasures and bone relics to the entire Kongshu. Zhang Yu's eyes moved, and he asked again, I heard there's a true monarch magnetic pole in the artifact forging department, who is very powerful. How is his relationship with Master? True monarch magnetic pole? Tu Lishan said, he and Master Garo are old friends. They knew each other before they came to teach at Myriad Law's University. In the Spirit Realm Network. Director Gao sent a message to True Monarch Magnetic Pole, I took on a good prospect from the first year class today. Director Gao Civil Engineering Department First Year, Foundation Establishment Class Rank. Image file. Director Gao it's this Zhang Yu, the first place one. Director Gao he was upright and honest, defeating that by Old Lin's direct disciple with his solid civil engineering skills. Director Gao Old Lin. Video file. Director Gao look how angry he is, he was refuted by me until he was speechless, and finally fled in disarray. True monarch magnetic pole you are very impressive. Looking at the other party's reply, Director Gao couldn't help but raise an eyebrow, always feeling something was off. True monarch magnetic pole this Zhang Yu, you took him in. Director Gao yes, I took him as a registered disciple. If there are no issues in a couple of years, I plan to take him as a direct disciple. True monarch magnetic pole congratulations on taking on such an excellent disciple. True monarch magnetic pole I envy you. Such a capable student is hard to find. Director Gao frowned again. He always felt there was a hidden meaning in the other party's words, but he couldn't find fault. True monarch magnetic pole speaking of which, I also recently took on a disciple. Director Gao asked curiously who is it? True monarch magnetic pole someone who came through the back door, not worth mentioning. True monarch magnetic pole if he becomes successful in the future, I'll introduce him to you. Magnetic channel. Zhang Yu walked back to the dormitory with light steps, while also sending a message in the dormitory group chat, notifying his roommates to prepare to move into the luxurious large dormitory. Finally achieved a phase goal. Zhang Yu thought to himself next is the civil engineering competition, the second-year civil engineering courses, and he thought of the artifact forging department's courses. After all, according to True Monarch Magnetic Pole's requirement, he had to learn the artifact forging department's courses from first year to third year and pass the exams. Now that the first year final exams were over, Zhang Yu was theoretically a quasi-second year student. I also need to consider starting to learn the artifact forging department's courses. Oh, right, and spirit coins. Zhang Yu looked at his savings. With the 10 spirit coins student loan arriving, his balance had risen to a full 56 spirit coins. This is enough to activate my sister's doubt seed. But it costs 50 spirit coins. Thinking of the spirit coins he had painstakingly saved, which would instantly be reduced to only 6 spirit coins, Zhang Yu felt a pang of heartache. The civil engineering competition, second-year courses, artifact forging department courses, and the always short account. As he thought about it, the sense of ease Zhang Yu felt after taking first place in the foundation establishment class gradually disappeared, leaving only the feeling that there seemed to be more things to do after the second year. Just then, Zhang Yu's eye relic flickered slightly. Someone had sent a message in the competition team's group chat. Ma Zhuan at Ji Yuanshu, are you done with the exam? How did you do? Ji Yuanshu not bad. Ma Zhuan then let's arrange training for tomorrow. The other members of the competition team also popped up, discussing training matters with Ji Yuanshu. As for the substitute member Zhang Yu, he was like an invisible person, ignored by everyone in the chat. Ji Yuanshu looked at the messages in the group chat, his expression extremely grim. He politely responded while trying hard to suppress the destiny on his body. After checking the results of the last exam, he knew that he might not be able to hold on to the first place position. But whether it was finance or destiny, he would never admit defeat until the last moment. Just because once he admitted defeat, the destiny gathered on him would immediately begin to backfire. So as long as there was a sliver of a chance, before the rank update tonight, he would not admit defeat in front of anyone. And when faced with questions from others, he would only say that he did well on the exam. He appeared calm and steady, just like he had been when he took first place time after time, always looking solid as a mountain. But while he could present himself this way externally, internally, Ji Yuanshu couldn't deceive himself. As time passed, Ji Yuanshu became increasingly nervous. He refreshed the leaderboard again and again, both eager to know the result, and yet somewhat afraid of knowing the result. Myriad Laws University City. Inside the construction site on the 667th floor, Zhang Yu, who was working, his eyes flickered, and he found that someone had sent a message. Yingxin senior brother. Fireworks, fireworks, fireworks. Zhang Yu was slightly taken aback. What did you call me? Yingxin, you are now the overall first place in the foundation establishment, class, and Director Gao's registered disciple, so you are definitely our senior brother of the foundation establishment class. Yingxin senior brother, I heard you moved into a luxurious 30 square meter dormitory. Yingxin, can you tell me the room number? I have a congratulatory gift I want to send you. Zhang Yu's heart stirred, and he immediately understood that the senior brother the other party mentioned was a form of flattery. He looked at the alarm that kept ringing at this time, knowing that the rankings must have been updated. He immediately clicked to view it. First place, Zhang Yu, overall score 2553. Second place, Ji Yuanshu, overall score 2551. Third place, Gongshu Jin, overall score 20 for 99. Fourth place, Yingxin, overall score 20 for 88. Fifth place, Yu Xing'an, overall score 20 for 75. Although he had already received inside information, Zhang Yu couldn't help but smile as he looked at the names and scores on the ranking. Seeing the message from Yingxin, he replied with his new dormitory address, and then asked, what do you want to send? Yingxin, it's my family's ancestral ashes. Yingxin, I saw that when you were taking the exam, you didn't do any foundation sacrifices or blood sacrifices, so you should be lacking materials in this area, right? Yingxin, my family's ancestral ashes are especially useful. Just sprinkle a handful when doing construction, and it's no problem to increase the structural strength by a few points. Looking at the message from Yingxin, Zhang Yu replied with a strange expression, won't that be too presumptuous? Zhang Yu, do you have enough for yourself? Zhang Yu, how about we just forget it? Yingxin, what's presumptuous about this? Yingxin, if the ashes aren't used, are they supposed to be buried and wasted? Even the ancestors at home would jump up and scold me for being infilial, if they knew. Yingxin, and don't worry, you only need to use a little bit each time, it's very durable. Yingxin, as long as the ashes used when I die are less than my current body, it doesn't matter, and it will only increase from generation to generation. Yingxin, senior brother, if you don't accept it, are you still upset with me? Under Yingxin's insistence, Zhang Yu finally agreed to accept the other party's gift. While Zhang Yu was talking with Yingxin, more people sent messages. Gongshu Jin, congratulations. After waiting for a long time, and finding that Zhang Yu didn't respond, Gongshu Jin sent another red envelope. Gongshu Jin 001 spirit coins. After the 001 spirit coins were instantly claimed, Zhang Yu replied, sorry, I was busy just now, and didn't see it. Gongshu Jin, I understand. Prayer hands. Gongshu Jin, I just think you're particularly amazing, Zhang Yu, and I wanted to congratulate you. Gongshu Jin, next time you have time, let's go try out bone relics together. Zhang Yu, no problem. Zhang Yu casually replied to Gongshu Jin's message and immediately focused his attention on another chat window. That was a congratulatory message from Ye Xingli of the artifact forging department. Although several months had passed, Zhang Yu still remembered the extravagant and imposing manner in which this senior sister from the artifact forging department treated him to a buffet. Her figure, as if draped in the Milky Way, flashed through his mind. Ye Xingli he. Even in the artifact forging department, I've heard my master talk about you. Zhang Yu senior sister, who is your master? Ye Xingli true monarch magnetic pole. Looking at Ye Xingli's reply, Zhang Yu was slightly surprised. What a coincidence. Ye Xingli is actually true monarch Qiji's disciple? Then isn't she my senior sister? Then another question arose in Zhang Yu's mind. Zhang Yu true monarch Qiji mentioned me. Ye Xingli yes, master said that when he was chatting with true monarch King Yu today, the other party mentioned a disciple to him. Ye Xingli after master learned about him, he felt this disciple was very outstanding, so he asked true monarch King Yu a few more questions. Ye Xingli master told me this disciple is called Zhang Yu. Ye Xingli, when I heard it was you, I thought, oh, I know him, so I chatted with master about you. Zhang Yu knew that true monarch King Yu was Director Gao, but looking at Ye Xingli's reply, his face was full of strange expressions. Especially when he thought of Director Gao praising him in front of true monarch Qiji, and true monarch Qiji, listening, and asking questions on the side. This true monarch Qiji fellow has a bit of a nasty personality, messing with our civil engineering director Gao to his face, is he? But thinking that he was also part of true monarch Qiji's game with director Gao, a sense of immorality immediately rose in Zhang Yu's heart. Does this make me a civil engineering traitor? Being a traitor is one thing, but true monarch Qiji is playing like this. What if he doesn't take responsibility after 3 years? Zhang Yu shook his head, suppressing the distracting thoughts in his heart. He couldn't decide what the big figures thought. The only thing he could do was constantly improve himself, make himself more outstanding, get higher grades, higher rankings, and gain more initiative. So after chatting with Ye Xingli for a few sentences, Zhang Yu immediately asked her for advice on artifact refining courses. After all, according to true monarch Qiji's requirements, Zhang Yu had to complete all the courses for the first 3 years of the artifact refining department, and pass the assessments before the end of his 3rd year. Ye Xingli, you want to take some courses from the artifact refining department, as a minor? Ye Xingli, that's right, it's quite beneficial for you civil engineering students to learn some materials courses and courses on maintaining and using dharmic skeletons. Ye Xingli was not surprised by this. After all, civil engineering construction is inseparable from the understanding of various materials, and the artifact refining department's design, craftsmanship, and rational use of various materials are unmatched in the entire myriad laws university. As for the maintenance and use of dharmic skeletons, that goes without saying. When the civil engineering department participates in various projects, they initially just wear down their bodies, but after installing dharmic skeletons, they start wearing down the dharmic skeletons. How to maintain dharmic skeletons, how to choose dharmic skeletons, how to use dharmic skeletons better. Studying these carefully can save a lot of money and improve work efficiency. Among the students in the middle and upper years of civil engineering, there are quite a few who study some courses from the artifact refining department. Ye Xingli had seen this many times. It's just that. Ye Xingli, you're just about to start your 2nd year, isn't it too early to take courses from other departments, as a minor? Zhang Yu just getting a head start to prepare for the future. Ye Xingli, that makes sense. Then I'll send you the artifact refining department's course schedule for you to look at. You can look up the specific information yourself. Looking at the course schedule sent by the other party, Zhang Yu immediately scanned it, but the more he looked, the more startled he became. Artifact engineering drawing, principles of artifacts, artifact design, fundamentals of rune engraving, artifact dynamics, spiritual energy materials and forming technology, mana transmission and conduction, elementary automated tool spirits, true fire processing techniques. Looking at the dense list of courses, Zhang Yu felt as if he was seeing one library after another appearing before him. No way, the artifact refining department has so many more courses than our civil engineering department. In the same semester, their course load is almost 3 times that of the civil engineering department, right? And various lab courses, artifact refining practical courses. And this course arrangement. Zhang Yu asked Ye Xingli his question. I see many courses are scheduled at the same time. What's going on? Ye Xingli, the artifact refining department's courses are heavy, too many to schedule, so class times aren't deliberately staggered. Ye Xingli, you either find a way to attend multiple courses simultaneously, or you catch up by taking online courses afterward. Ye Xingli, but you don't need to learn so many, you won't be able to keep up. Just pick a few useful ones to learn. Zhang Yu gave a wry smile, thinking to himself, but I have to learn all of them. As expected, true monarch Qiji's requirements weren't that simple. With so many courses, if I wait until my 3rd year to start learning, it might be too late. Fortunately, Zhang Yu felt the remnant ox's selfless mind, technique, and the immeasurable inner dharmic body, circulating, in his mind. Looking at the two-headed white ox roaring with its head held high, he thought to himself, fortunately, I am now cultivating the immeasurable, inner, dharmic, body, and can multitask. Next, I must push the immeasurable inner dharmic body to level 20. There's so much to learn in the artifact refining department. Without the ability to multitask, it would be impossible to learn so much, while maintaining my cultivation. Oh, and there's the time acceleration in the spirit realm. Zhang Yu thought to himself, by accelerating time in the spirit realm, I can further improve efficiency. But that also requires money. And learning courses from the artifact refining department also costs money. Zhang Yu was not a student of the artifact refining department. According to the rules of Myriad Laws University, he couldn't attend artifact refining department courses freely, unless he paid. Online courses and textbooks will cost a lot of money, and if I want to hire a tutor, it will cost even more. Zhang Yu sighed, lamenting once again that he didn't have enough money. And whenever he lamented not having enough money, he couldn't help but think of a man, a rich man. So Zhang Yu sent a message to his senior, Tianyang. This senior, who was in his 6th year before and had now advanced to his 7th year, was the one who had worked with Zhang Yu to fleece Boss Wang, back, in the underground tomb. Zhang Yu, have you contacted Boss Wang? Zhang Yu 1st year final rankings. Image file. Zhang Yu, these are my fresh results. If you can contact Boss Wang, send them to him to take a look. Zhang Yu, alas, I miss him so much. In the past few months, the more he earned money by himself, the more he felt the lack of money when he needed it, and the more Zhang Yu missed the times he asked Boss Wang for money. A moment later, Tianyang replied, can't contact him. Tianyang, I miss him too. Tianyang, send me all these good pictures you have in the future. If I can contact him, I'll send them all to Boss Wang. After casually chatting with Tianyang for a few sentences, Zhang Yu scanned the various messages sent by others. Li Zhao, senior brother, you're too amazing this time. I sent your ranking to the Xiong hometown group, and they didn't believe it at first. Li Zhao, Ye Ling Shao even asked if it was a fake picture. Li Zhao, you didn't even see their incredulous looks. Zhang Yu thought to himself, you kid is also a Xiong spy. And knowing that I can't see your Xiong group chat, couldn't you send me a screenshot? Just as Zhang Yu was thinking about how to hint to Li Zhao to send him the Xiong group chat logs, Fuji suddenly said, maybe Ye Ling Shao can contact Boss Wang. Hearing this, Zhang Yu's heart stirred. Fuji, you fellow, as soon as it comes to the field of fraud, your mind becomes sharp. Zhang Yu knew that Ye Ling Shao, as the descendant of the Xiong clan, on the 1st floor at that time, was also Boss Wang's designated lackey when he was on the 1st floor, and he was someone who graduated from high school and entered university before Boss Wang's downfall. Ye Ling Shao most likely got into Netherworld University, and it's indeed possible that he can contact Boss Wang. Thinking of this, Zhang Yu immediately replied, push Ye Ling Shao to me, I want to add him as a friend. Seeing the information Li Zhao pushed, Zhang Yu's eyes lit up. Netherworld University, Biology Department Foundation Building Class 3rd place, Ye Ling Shao. It really is Netherworld University. After Zhang Yu added the other party as a friend, he thought the other party wouldn't accept immediately, but to his surprise, not only did they accept immediately, but the other party also sent a message. Ye Ling Shao, Zhang Yu, don't contact me anymore in the future. Ye Ling Shao, if Boss Wang finds out, I'm afraid he'll misunderstand. After sending these two messages, Ye Ling Shao decisively deleted Zhang Yu as a friend. Netherworld University. Recalling Zhang Yu's results this time, Ye Ling Shao suddenly clutched his chest. This bastard. How can he study so well? At this moment, Ye Ling Shao felt that his good mood from getting 3rd place in the final exams had instantly vanished. Seeing Ye Ling Shao disregard their hometown connection like this, Zhang Yu could only ignore it for the time being, and looked at the messages sent by others. Shiyerchang, Zhang Yu, if you were at Heavenly Demon University, you'd probably be lined up and taken by students from the breeding department to give birth. Che Yurfei young master you, have you joined the competition team? Zhao Tianxing thumbs up. Looking at Zhao Tianxing's emoji, Zhang Yu knew that the other party was likely still working overtime, and couldn't send him much text. So he also sent a thumbs up emoji to the other party, letting everything be understood without words. Soon, Zhang Yu saw messages in the competition team chat again. Ma Zhuan at Guanshu, the results are out, right? Ma Zhuan next, you should be learning the first of the 7 wonders of civil engineering, the Xuanhuang Town Mountain Seal. Ma Zhuan, this cultivation technique is for building a foundation. It plays an important role, not only for the 7 wonders of civil engineering, but also for other large-scale construction type civil engineering cultivation techniques. Ma Zhuan, if you can learn it, it will also be very helpful for the competition. Ma Zhuan, I'm quite experienced in this area. If you have any questions, you can come and ask me anytime. Just as Ma Zhuan was halfway through sending his message, he saw that Kong Na had sent him a private message. Ma Zhuan clicked on the window that popped up in his iPhone, intending to see what Kong Na had sent him. Kong Na, stop talking. Kong Na, quickly, stop talking. Kong Na, first to your final rankings. Image file. Kong Na, this is their class ranking. Open it and see for yourself. Ma Zhuan opened it and saw that Zhang Yu was actually ranked above Ji Yuanshu. Ma Zhuan, impossible. How could Zhang Yu surpass Ji Yuanshu? Ma Zhuan, where did you get this screenshot? Kong Na, Zhang Yu posted it on his Moments. Ma Zhuan remembered that Kong Na and Zhang Yu were friends. Ma Zhuan, since it was posted on Moments, it's probably true. Ma Zhuan, but I still don't understand how Ji Yuanshu could lose to Zhang Yu. Kong Na, it doesn't matter how he lost, a loss is a loss. It just shows that Zhang Yu's strength is already above Ji Yuanshu's at this moment. Kong Na, the question now is, should we replace Ji Yuanshu and bring Zhang Yu in instead? Listening to Audio Nova. After a long time, Ma Zhuan finally replied to Kong Na, no need to change. Ma Zhuan, anyway, we are the main force. Whether Ji Yuanshu's position is a bit stronger or weaker, the difference isn't significant. Ma Zhuan and Zhang Yu hasn't trained with us for so long. Rebuilding our synergy would be a hassle. Ma Zhuan, let's just stick with Ji Yuanshu. Although Ma Zhuan gave a bunch of reasons, he knew in his heart that not replacing Ji Yuanshu wasn't because of them. Looking at the ranking chart, Ma Zhuan thought to himself, the old director's lifespan is running out. Ma Zhuan knew that currently, the civil engineering department was dominated by Director Lin of the Peace faction and Director Gao of the War faction. As for the true head of the civil engineering department, the leader of Ma Zhuan's faction, his finances had been in the red for the past decade or so, and he was gradually unable to afford the cost of extending his lifespan. His life was truly nearing its end. The finance department can provide the old director with a loan. Ma Zhuan thought, for this loan, the old director, who originally didn't take sides, has decided to side with the peace faction. Ma Zhuan understood that compared to individual student performance and rankings, the department's alignment was more important. Just then, Kong Na replied, in that case, Zhang Yu might leave the team, right? Ma Zhuan, there's nothing we can do about that. Inside the 100 square meter suite, on the 450th floor, Ji Yuanshu looked at the message sent by Ma Zhuan in the competition team, and his internal organs couldn't help but tremble. He tried hard to suppress it, but couldn't. Finally, with a proof, he spat out a large mouthful of blood, and his aura weakened at an incredible speed. At this moment, with the announcement of the results, he was no longer the number one in people's hearts. People's confidence in him continuously dissipated, and the luck he had suppressed in his mind also scattered and fled. Even the luck he originally contained, the confidence people had in him as a sixth-floor student in the past, also began to dissipate in large quantities. Feeling the changes in the luck within him, Ji Yuanshu thought to himself, these guys, if I just say a few nice words, they'll have expectations of me that exceed my actual strength. And once I fail, they can't wait to trample me into the mud, constantly lowering their judgment of my strength. Ji Yuanshu sneered, knowing that whether it was luck or human hearts, it was always like this, either excessively overestimated or excessively underestimated, with no objective evaluation ever existing. But feeling the backlash he was suffering within him at this moment, a bitter expression still appeared on Ji Yuanshu's face. Back then, he flaunted his strength, guided people's hearts, and gathered luck. Under the blessing of luck, his spiritual power flowed more smoothly, his Tao heart became more flawless, and even his physical body's vitality, became more vibrant. Even his thinking and memory would be improved to varying degrees. Now, after the backlash of luck, not only were these blessings gone, but his spiritual power circulation became sluggish, his physical reactions were somewhat dull, and aspects like thinking and memory also declined to varying degrees. It was as if his entire state had suddenly plummeted to the bottom. But this wasn't the most terrifying part. Xiong tried to circulate the cultivation techniques within him, and felt that the techniques that were originally at his fingertips were now fraught with errors when he tried to circulate them, constantly feeling out of sorts. The cultivation techniques that were originally at level 15 and 18 could now only exert the effectiveness of level 10, or even level 8. All of this caused his strength to regress significantly. It will take at least 1 or 2 months to gradually recover. It will delay many classes and also delay the improvement of basic data. Many messages popped up in his eye socket from time to time, but Xiong didn't want to look at a single one. He knew it was nothing more than some people being sarcastic and mocking, or others showing off and bragging. But the message sent by Director Lin, he had to look at. Director Lin, let's put the matter of the finance department aside for now. Director Lin, next, you should focus on studying civil engineering. Director Lin, you must suppress Xiong, don't let him get first place again, and learn the 7 absolutes. Director Lin, also, when he goes to take the military certificate exam in a few years, you go and squeeze him out. Seeing what Director Lin said, Xiong's heart sank. He felt that the thing he was most worried about had still happened. They won't let me transfer to the finance department anymore. As early as before Xiong attended high school, he knew that his future goal was to get into Myriad Law University, then learn the 3 absolutes in the civil engineering department, and then transfer to the finance department. This could be said to be his life plan all along, a goal he had paid countless days and nights and countless costs to achieve. But at this moment, this life plan was completely overturned. Stay here and study civil engineering. Master, don't you know what studying civil engineering means? You were the one who told me not to wallow in the mud pit of civil engineering. Looking at the message from Director Lin repeatedly, Xiong seemed to feel the deep disappointment the other party had in him, both in the words and between the lines. Besides that, he also read another meaning from it. Do you want me to stay in the civil engineering department to obstruct Xiong? To snipe Xiong? Xiong gave a bitter laugh, knowing that at this moment, he had changed from being a long-term investment to a short-term investment. He had also never in his life wanted someone to die so much. Xiong. But Xiong understood that even killing Xiong would be useless. Only by defeating the other party fair and square, and obtaining a higher ranking with absolute strength, could he possibly regain his master's attention. Defeating Xiong is just the first step. I want to graduate as the top student in the entire department, then test into the finance department's graduate program, and get back on the right track in life. Feeling the weakness within his body, Xiong murmured in his heart, but to achieve this step, I need stronger assistance. Gradually making up his mind, a strange dialogue box appeared in Xiong's eye socket. Xiong, the wish you mentioned, I agree to it. Xiong, tell me how the ritual is performed. On the construction site on the 667th floor. The two-headed white ox in Xiong's mind roared, and his immeasurable heart inner, Dharma, body, was instantly pushed to level 11. Feeling his thinking speed become a bit faster again, Xiong continued to multitask, checking the messages popping up in his eye socket, while also circulating his protective ki, and doing his work on the construction site. At the same time, the mental cultivation technique in his mind continued to operate in the state of spirit-body unity, becoming stronger step by step. In the blink of an eye, a night passed. When Xiong returned to the new dormitory, he found that besides himself, everyone else hadn't arrived yet. He first took his share of the assembled medicine and ate it. Not long after, he saw Xiong return to the dormitory with a hint of a smile. Xiong said, I successfully became an apprentice. As a passer of the first floor foundation establishment exam, Xiong also had the right to designate a mentor, just like Xiong. However, just like true monarch magnetic pole, the mentor Xiong chose also made a request to him, requiring his academic year ranking to be among the top 5 in the class. If he couldn't meet the other party's requirements, even if Xiong designated them as his mentor, he wouldn't receive much guidance. So after the final exam results came out yesterday, Xiong took his results to the other party, and finally successfully became their disciple. Zhang Yu asked curiously, what kind of mentor? Xiong said, it's Professor Gong, who researches construction site health management. Huh. Zhang Yu was startled when he heard that. Construction site health management. There are people who research this kind of thing. Can this have a future? Xiong seemed to understand Zhang Yu's surprise and explained, Professor Gong is a newly appointed professor. But this doesn't mean Professor Gong is weak. You should know that as the development of the immortal path becomes more prosperous, research in various fields also becomes more complex and difficult, with more and more subdisciplines. Many research directions are very obscure, and it's becoming increasingly difficult to achieve results. The fact that he can form a golden core and become a professor in this era only shows that his talent is even more terrifying than those true monarchs who formed golden cores decades or even 100 years ago. And I'm actually interested in what he researches. Just as Xiong and Zhang Yu were chatting, Li Zhao called out to them from outside, specifically coming over to attend the first class of their second year with them. Xiong opened the door and looked at Li Zhao in front of him, suddenly slightly stunned. Staring at the other party's hands, he said, you changed your Dharma skeleton? Li Zhao smiled and said, yeah, I finally saved up enough spirit coins and exchanged them for a pair of adamantine profound creation, hand, Dharma, skeletons. No. Xiong questioned, how can you afford adamantine profound creation? Is it fake? Li Zhao said, why would I buy fakes? It's adamantine profound creation, genuine adamantine profound creation. Looking at the Dharma skeleton information the other party sent, Xiong said angrily, why are you so vain? Why buy adamantine profound creation of all things? Are you someone who can afford adamantine profound creation? Is it 0 down payment, 30-year installment? If you do this, people on the street will just think you're using fakes. Looking at Li Zhao's brand name Dharma skeleton, Xiong felt his good mood for the morning completely disappear. But the next moment, looking at the content of the Dharma skeleton information, Xiong suddenly started laughing again. It's ninth hand, huh? Xiong patted his chest and thought to himself, damn, you scared me to death. I thought you were doing well too and your credit limit had increased. With a smiling face, he patted Li Zhao's shoulder and praised, ninth hand is good. It's affordable to use and the performance isn't much worse than new. As university students, we emphasize diligence and frugality. Spend when you should, save when you should. Just as Xiong and Li Zhao were chatting, Zhang Pianpian also returned to the dormitory. Zhang Yu glanced at the top of her head and found that his sister, now a fourth-year student, had become the 44th ranked Foundation Establishment Realm Cultivator in the Talisman Department. Sister has improved again. But this shouldn't be her real strength yet, right? I remember she wanted to control her scores. Zhang Yu could imagine that Zhang Pianpian would likely improve repeatedly like this, entering the top ranks of the entire department at a relatively gentle pace. Then Zhang Yu looked at Zhang Pianpian's chest, looking at the other party's Dao Seed, Grand Purity Talisman. Last night, his deposit amount exceeded 56 spirit coins, and he finally had the opportunity to activate this Grand Purity Talisman. Zhang Yu thought to himself, it's time to have a chat with sister. So Zhang Yu sent Zhang Pianpian a message, Senior Sister, are you short on money? Zhang Pianpian, why are you suddenly asking about this? Zhang Yu, before, you were already ranked in the top 50 in the entire department, but your living place and the things you use are all very ordinary. Zhang Yu, have you been saving money all along, hoarding it to spend on a major item? Zhang Pianpian wasn't surprised by this either. After all, it wasn't a difficult conclusion to reach. She just replied casually, what? You want to lend me money? Zhang Yu, I have 56 spirit coins now. How much do you need? Zhang Pianpian was slightly taken aback, seemingly not expecting Zhang Yu to have saved up so many spirit coins without using them. For university students, this was definitely a huge sum of money, enough to cause brothers to turn against each other, and fathers and daughters to become enemies. Zhang Pianpian looked deeply at Zhang Yu and sent a message, you don't need it yourself? You're willing to lend it to me? Facing Zhang Pianpian's inquiry, Zhang Yu looked at the doubt seed on her chest, then glanced at Xiong, who was chatting animatedly with Li Zhao, and sent a private message, it's okay, Senior Sister. I don't need this money for now, you can use it. Zhang Pianpian felt a little emotional. When she helped this junior back then, it was merely a spur-of-the-moment attempt because she saw that he had some talent. Who knew that he would rise so quickly later? Now, not only is he attending Myriad Law's University with her, but he can also lend her so many spiritual coins. Especially the words he just replied with. What do you mean, don't need it, you can use it? Those are practically inhuman words. Is this something a normal person would say? But for some reason, hearing this crazy remark, Zhang Pianpian felt a feeling she had never experienced before welling up in her heart. Zhang Pianpian nodded slightly, looked at Zhang Yu seriously, and sent a message. All right then, you lend me 25 spiritual coins. I'll pay you back in 6 months at the earliest, or 1 year at the latest. Zhang Yu, is 25 spiritual coins enough? How about I just lend you 50? Zhang Yu thought to himself. Over the past few months, after several probes and casual checks, the Dao Seed's requirement of 50 spiritual coins has remained unchanged. It seems it really requires exactly 50 spiritual coins. Zhang Yu had always felt deeply about his sister's strength. Especially after coming to Myriad Law's University, he first saw her modify the dormitory's spiritual machine consumption data, and then in the underground tomb, he saw her block the network, hijack surveillance, and manipulate others' dharma remains. Combined with the 50 spiritual coin cost of the Taiching talisman, Zhang Yu believed that Zhang Pianpian's Dao Seed must be extremely powerful. Alright. Taiching talisman. Let's open it. Meanwhile, on the other side, Zhang Pianpian was slightly stunned when she saw the message from Zhang Yu, a flicker of hesitation passing through her. For her, 50 spiritual coins was naturally better than 25, but the other party only had a total of 56 spiritual coins. Lending so much in one go. Just as Zhang Pianpian was still contemplating, she found that Zhang Yu had already transferred 50 spiritual coins to her. Zhang Pianpian, are you crazy? Zhang Pianpian, who lends money by directly transferring so much? Zhang Pianpian looked at Zhang Yu as if he were an idiot. After all, lending money like this in Kongshu, what else could it be but foolish? Money is too important. With money comes potential, strength, future, and life. Lending money, especially lending 50 spiritual coins in one go, is lending life. It's lending one's own potential to others. Since Zhang Yu had decided to lend 50 spiritual coins to Zhang Pianpian to activate her Dao Seed, he didn't want to waste time dragging things out. Since I'm going to lend it anyway, might as well be straightforward. So he replied, senior sister, please take it. Zhang Yu, I know you're short on money. Zhang Yu, besides, you getting stronger is good for me too, you can protect me better. Zhang Pianpian looked at Zhang Yu in front of her, thinking about how her junior had lent her the 50 spiritual coins he had painstakingly saved. She felt an unprecedented surge of emotion in her chest. Zhang Pianpian had seen tens of thousands of spiritual coins, but at this moment, she felt that no matter how much money there was, it couldn't compare to the preciousness of the 50 spiritual coins Zhang Yu was giving her now. Is this the bond of family? Silently accepting the 50 spiritual coins transferred by Zhang Yu, Zhang Pianpian felt as if a warm current flowed from his body into hers. That was his potential in the immortal path, his life, his future. And now, he had poured these precious things into her body. Junior, I have felt your potential, I understand your intentions. I will make good use of all of this. As soon as Zhang Yu saw her accept the 50 spiritual coins, he received an electronic contract from her. Seeing the content of the contract, Zhang Yu was slightly surprised. A repayment contract. Starting next month, repaying me 5 spiritual coins every month? A total of 12 installments? Zhang Pianpian, I've accepted the money. What I need to do now, the more money the better. Zhang Pianpian, sign this contract. Zhang Pianpian, you lent me money, and I'll pay you interest. That's how our friendship should be. Zhang Pianpian thought to herself, you are willing to lend me money, and I am willing to repay you with interest. This is true family. This repayment contract is the bond between us as siblings. Of course, Zhang Yu didn't know about the bond in Zhang Pianpian's heart, but since Zhang Pianpian insisted, he signed the contract as well. As the contract was completed, Zhang Pianpian felt that the sibling bond between her and Zhang Yu had deepened. Zhang Yu, on the other hand, was curiously observing Zhang Pianpian, wanting to see how this Dao Seed, called the Taiching Talisman, would be activated. But he only saw Xiong Pianpian close her eyes, her consciousness seemingly traveling to the depths of the spiritual realm. A moment later, when Zhang Pianpian opened her eyes again, silently, the Dao seed was completely lit up. Teaching Talisman Level 1. Zhang Yu thought to himself, it's done. Just then, Yu Xing'an, who was next to him, pulled Zhang Yu and said, let's go. What are you still spacing out for? Time for class. It's the first class of sophomore year, we can't be late. Without time to carefully experience the effects of the Taiching Talisman Level 1, Zhang Yu could only go to the classroom with Yu Xing'an and Li Zhao first. In the classroom. When Zhang Yu walked in, he found that the middle seat in the first row had been left empty. Yingxin was waving at him and said, senior brother, over here. Looking at Yingxin's enthusiastic appearance, Zhang Yu thought to himself, as expected of a sixth-generation civil engineer, she adapts quickly. It really is a family tradition. Zhang Yu sat down with Yu Xing'an on his left. Li Zhao was just about to sit on Zhang Yu's right when Yingxin squeezed him out. Yingxin glanced at Li Zhao and said, I have something to say to senior brother, you sit over there for now. Sitting on Zhang Yu's right, Yingxin took out a box of energy potion and presented it to Zhang Yu's senior brother. I went to your dorm last night to find you, but you weren't there. So I thought I'd give it to you in the classroom. Zhang Yu took the medicine box. He didn't think much of it when he saw it was an energy potion, but when he opened the lid and saw the white powder inside, he was startled. Wheat flour. You brought me this stuff in the classroom? But the next moment, he reacted, no. Could this be the ancestral ashes Yingxin mentioned? Why is it so white? Fuji said this indicates the ashes are of high quality, the firing method was clean, possibly containing some metallic substances, and the person who was burned was at least in the Foundation establishment realm. Thinking that the bottle contained not wheat flour, but just ashes, Zhang Yu breathed a slight sigh of relief. Fuji commented, this Yingxin, she deliberately put it in a medicine bottle to prevent others from seeing it, didn't she? Quite the civil engineering talent. Yingxin watched Zhang Yu open the lid and added, this is from my great-grandfather. Just sprinkle a little into concrete using the blood sacrifice method, and it can greatly increase the strength of the structure. Senior brother, you'll definitely participate in this year's civil engineering competition, right? You can use this then. Zhang Yu looked at Yingxin, weighed the medicine bottle in his hand, felt the weight, and smiled slightly. Little Ying, I feel your sincerity. Yingxin smiled slightly, thinking that since Zhang Yu had become Director Gao's registered disciple, as long as she connected with Zhang Yu, she would also be connected with Director Gao. She thought to herself, great-grandfather, now that you are in Zhang Yu's hands, you must protect me well. In the future, I hope to make a name for myself under Director Gao and become a prominent figure on construction sites. Just then, the teacher for the class arrived in the classroom. He walked up to the podium and stated directly, my name is Wei Huai, and I am your teacher for this engineering geology class. Starting from the sophomore year, students in the civil engineering department need to learn cultivation methods for large-scale construction. And to successfully perform such cultivation methods and maximize their power, it is essential to understand the terrain of mountains and rivers and to observe the geological environment on site. Sitting in the classroom, Zhang Yu tried to use the boundless heart inner dharma body to multitask. While listening to the teacher's lecture, he opened the feather book's Dao seed spectrum and began to carefully sense the effects of the Dao seed Taiching Talisman. To upgrade to the second level, I have to give senior sister 100 spiritual coins. My sister's talent is really expensive. And as Zhang Yu sensed more deeply, more information came from the Dao seed. The specific effect of the Taiching Talisman is only one. It can open up a spiritual realm cave dwelling through the spiritual realm. Feeling this, Zhang Yu was eager to explore the spiritual realm immediately and see what this spiritual realm cave dwelling was like and what effects it had. However, he remembered his sister's warning that it was best not to operate the black cultivation method, boundless hard inner dharma body, when entering the spiritual realm. And without operating this black cultivation method, he couldn't multitask and try out the Dao seed's effects while listening to the lecture. I can't skip class. I'll try it when I have time. Listening to the lecture, Zhang Yu gradually gained a general understanding of the relationship between various large-scale construction methods and different types of terrain and landforms. Zhang Yu spent the rest of the day focusing on classes. It wasn't until he returned to the dormitory that he stopped operating the boundless hard inner dharma, body, and put on the spiritual realm mask. The next moment, as he activated the power of the Taiching talisman, he felt his consciousness rapidly shuttle through the spiritual realm, countless colorful things flashing before his eyes. When Zhang Yu came back to his senses, he found himself in front of a Taoist temple, surrounded by clouds and mountains. Looking at the three large characters at the entrance of the Taoist temple, Zhang Yu murmured Taiching realm. He walked into the Taoist temple and found that the place was not large, with only one main hall. Zhang Pianpian was sitting cross-legged in the hall, with an extremely tall but vaguely featured divine statue, standing in front of her. And the moment Zhang Yu stepped in, Zhang Pianpian suddenly turned her head and looked at Zhang Yu outside the hall in surprise. But the next moment, a hint of killing intent flashed in her eyes, and she thought to herself, Zhang Yu couldn't be here. How dare someone impersonate my junior and sneak into the Taiching realm? She formed a hand seal, and immediately the heavens and earth trembled. Zhang Yu felt a powerful force hitting his body, and the next moment, his body seemed to be tearing apart. And under Zhang Yu's unbelievable gaze, his identity account, browsing history, bank account, consumption records, and other information flowed out of his body, floating in the surrounding air like pieces of trash. Looking at this information, Zhang Pianpian was also slightly shocked. Zhang Yu, is it really you? How did you get to the Taiching realm?